standing in at 75 centimetres tall. Robertson, he's a tall man, 189, gets up very high and has a powerful smash as we see it straight away. Oh, just an incorrect call there from the champ. 1-0. Wallwork with the serve. Look for the male to dominate the back of the court. The female very close to the net. Great defensive work from Fischer. Oh, wow, bizarre backhand there that time on the left hand from Fischer Nielsen. Almost a tennis shot, almost a slice shot, and just didn't have enough to get over the net. So a confident start. First point on the board. I mentioned earlier, you got to wonder how much fuel in the tank Pedersen will have. It's been a long week for her. Semi-finals in the women's doubles, and now all the way in the mixed doubles. And it hasn't been an easy road. Just a little bit too long from Fischer Nielsen. Well, a new combination, of course, for the Brits. Nathan Robertson usually teaming up with the great Gail Williams, who has retired, of course, and the young Jenny Warwick stepping in her place. And combination seems to be working extremely well. They've moved well up the rankings, just falling outside the top 10. Currently sitting number 12. They've been as high as number 8. Number 2 seeds here, of course. Just not finding the mark that time from Robertson. A little disappointed in himself. Pedersen serving to Robertson now, just taking his time. Almost too much time. Chair umpire not too sure. Attacking that flat serve right at the body of his male opponent. 3-point lead now for the Brits. Well, Wallwork, she had a very good first up service around. Can she continue it here? Pedersen forced to the back. Wallwork on the defensive. In the defensive stance now. Exchanging big blows into the net though. So a slow start, you could say, for the Danes. The number 4 seeds just struggling to find their feet early on. Well, finding open space again. Well, the Danes have been in very hot form. Of course, they were part of that very successful Danish team that won their 9th straight European mixed teams title. These two played a big part in that victory. In fact, winning on 5 occasions. And they were a big part in taking out Virgin Michels and Sandra, well, I should say, Schweitler and Michels in that mixed doubles event in the final. Gave the Danes the upper edge, and Bo and Morgensen came out and finished it off. Well, last week they made it through to the quarterfinals at the Onyx All England Open Badminton Championships. Falling in the last stage at very hard quarterfinal, in fact, 16-21, 21-12, 14-21. 8 points to 4, 4-point lead.
Slowly getting themselves into the match. Pedersen with the serve now. Saw her in action twice yesterday. First in the morning, of course, with the mixed doubles, with their victory in the semi-final. What a return from Wallwork. Very impressive indeed. Quick to pounce. Caught off guard that time was Joachim Fischer Nielsen. Well, as I was saying, she also played later on that in the evening in the women's doubles and fell at the final hurdle, and this time a very good receiving on the other end of the net. 6 points to 9. Just staying in touch here in this opening game. Early stages, of course, though. A lot of open space. Wallwork and Robertson caught on that right-hand side, their right-hand side, I should say. A lot of open space. Good vision coming from Fischer Nielsen. Our vision thus far has been extremely good from either side. This time it's Robertson. Noticing there was space down the tram tracks. Fischer Nielsen just out of position on that occasion, slow to react. Trying to get back into that front corner. Finding the line. Bit of luck that time from Pedersen, dissecting the two opponents. And now just 2 points separating them. Well, after a slow start, the Danes definitely back in here in this opening game. Power coming from the back. Wallwork just too slow. Trying to get the racket in front of the body. Taking the frame. 9 points to 10. Good fight back in the battle of the Danes and the Brits. The space back there, just get back there. Takes on the body. Wonderful movement. Tactically very, very solid from the Danes. It was Robertson who was caught out of position, had to scramble back, and it left Wallwork extremely exposed on that right-hand side. 10 points all. So at the halfway mark, after a very slow start, it's the Brits who go ahead just by one, though, after leading by 4 points at one stage in those early stages. Well, the Danes, they had a very quiet 2010 by their standards. They had a stellar of a 2009. They won the Denmark Open on home soil, as well as the Super Series final, which was a huge achievement for the Danes. They were also runners-up at the Japan Open Super Series, semi-finalists at the World Championships, in the end taking the bronze on that occasion there in Hyderabad in India.
Also, they were semi-finalists at the Malaysian Open and Indonesian Open. That's where they got as high as number 4 in the world. Slipped a bit lately. Still trying to rediscover that form and get back up the rankings here in 2011. A nice smash. He was in position, Robertson, just didn't read it really. Playing that one between the legs. And the lead now with the Danes. Wow, great stuff. Weed touch, gets the lift, Robertson. Still though, they're on the back foot. Been quite a lot of miscommunication in the Brit side early on. And as we see, a broken racket from Pedersen. And she takes the racket of her partner. Still though, they get the point. 2-point lead, 13 points to 11. So the winners at the end of this match will receive a check of $29,625 American dollars to share between them. A nice payday after a long week. Just falling wide, a good leave from Fischer Nielsen. And of course, the all-important points towards their BWF World Rankings. The winner receiving 7,000 points. Well, the runners-up, they don't walk away empty-handed. $14,250 check going their way, as well as 5,950 points. And again, we're seeing Robertson just delaying proceedings, taking his time. He wants to play it at his pace. Seeing a big run, open space back there, finding the line. Wow. Quick thinking from Fischer Nielsen. And they're just getting caught out at the moment, the number 2 seeds. Finally, they're able to break that run. But can they stall the momentum that their opponents have built here in this opening game? Of late, well, things just haven't gone their way. Flat drives just going over the net. It's entertaining stuff, mixed doubles. And that's the plan. The male trying to isolate the female. Generally, the male having a lot more power and look to try and smash at the female. But nowadays, these female mixed doubles players extremely good on the defense. Case in point, Pedersen on the center court now, one of the best in the business. Too wide, and well, frustration starting to build now. Things just aren't going the way of Wallwork. A more experienced partner, Robertson, having a few quiet words to her. The head just starting to drop. 17 points to 13 for the Danes. Deeper serve this time, almost catching him off guard. Good variation from Pedersen. We've seen so many times the Brits going for the same shuttle. That's too long. good leave. And it's key here for Robertson and Wallwork not to fall too far behind as we come to these latter stages of this opening game. 14-17, an important serve coming up for Wallwork. They need to build on this now. Fischer Nielsen, I should say, receiving. He'll look to get forward as he does. Just change of the shuttle. Wallwork wasn't too sure that it was required. Chair umpire put in his opinion. A new one in play now. Wallwork with the serve. Needs to continue this. Better return from Pedersen right down the middle. Well, Wallwork, she ducked. Robertson was in place but almost just didn't have sight of the shuttle. (18-15), 3 points away from wrapping up this opening game. Wow. Fischer Nielsen having a good long look at his partner. He thought that should have been her return. Had to pick that one up very, very late. Never in control, going well wide of the court. Another error. Too many errors really in this opening game. They came out strong, but to be fair, the Danes came out slow and they found their rhythm now. Almost at top gear. Well, the call coming from Robertson to leave it. Wallwork obeying his, oh, I should say her partner. Just clinging in here on this opening game of the mixed doubles final, the final match of the 2011 tournament here in Basel. Deeper serve from Wallwork this time to Pedersen on the attack. And again, right down the middle. That's a beautiful shot from Robertson. Pinpoint placement. That's where you want it in doubles, right down the centre. Try and cause a little bit of confusion amongst your opponents. Again, Fischer Nielsen leaving that one till very late to play it, and again spraying off to the left. Oh, power, great work from Wallwork. Great movement, great understanding from either side. Oh yes, the power. He's pumped Robertson. Clinch fists, and he ties the scores up 19 all. Well, things were looking very comfortable just moments ago. Credit needs to go to Wallwork there. She got a powerful smash right in her direction. She returned it, kept the shuttle alive. And then as a result, Robertson able to finish it off, 19 all. Close ending here in game number one. See 9 net winners already from the Brits. That's too long, the call, and a very good call from Pedersen. Not much in it, that's for sure. And it's about trust. Fischer Nielsen, he was going to play it. Pulled out last second. He heard the call. 20 points to 19. Game point. Male to male on the serve. Wallwork at the back. She'll have to work hard back there, but they change. They get the opportunity. A little touch, gets in there. Oh, entertaining stuff. There's space back there, and they find it. Wow, both players caught short. Both on that left-hand side at the net. 20 points all. Of course, you must win by 2 points here to gain and to walk away with game number 1. Oh, he came forward, just taking the net, walks back in disbelief. He can't believe his luck, and now from game point in favour of the Danes, it's now game point in favour of the Brits. Well, in fact, in front of the Danes. Well, I read that one wrong. Second game point. Pressure on the Brits, and an easy smash from Robertson. The clear far too short, just a metre away from the net. Easy as you like from Robertson, the 33-year-old, using all his experience. 21 points all. Both pairings just taking a slight breather. Wow, this is a fantastic way to end the tournament. We've seen the class of the Koreans early on. Now we're seeing the battle of Europe. And that one low down. So, is it a case of third time lucky now for the Danes? (22 points to 21), just slowing it down. And the good, long, hard think about things. Fischer Nielsen again serving. Robertson receiving. 22 minutes of play, third game point. And there it is. Both players going for it, no communication. Wow, what a start to this mixed doubles final here in Basel. 23 points to 21. And it's the Danish number 4 seeds who have come out on top in 22 minutes. 8 smash winners from the Danes, 9 net winners, 10 though coming from the Brits. But, well, it was a fast start from the Brits, and the Danes were slow to get things rolling, but once they did, they put the pressure across the net. Big fight back in the end. They had 3 opportunities to finish it off. So can Jenny Wallwork and Nathan Robertson turn it around in game number 2, looking to stay alive here in this final. Well, the Danes have had so much success here in the past when it comes to mixed doubles. Of their 47 titles they've won here in the history of this event, they've won 11 of those in the mixed doubles. Looking for title number 12. Hasn't been the best of weeks for the Danes. Of course, Jorgensen, the number 1 seed in the men's singles, been knocked out in the quarterfinals. Well, the number 1 seed, number 1 seeds and number 1 ranked men's doubles in the world, Morgensen and Bow, been disappointingly knocked out in round number 2, unable to go back-to-back after that fantastic victory last week at the All England. Danes looking to restore a little bit of pride here. Tough battle ahead though. So Pedersen to serve first up in game number 2. In the driver's seat, the Danes. Just going wide. The racket goes flying from Robertson. Just been told to settle down a little bit from the chair umpire. Can't believe it, Robertson just taking his time. He's quite a character. Pedersen now serving to Wallwork. First point in favour of the Danes. Good flat return from Wallwork. That's too short. Robertson off position, falling back, never in control. Well, 12 months ago in this mixed doubles competition, it was the Koreans who came out on top. And it was the two Lees, Lee Yong-dae and Lee Hyuk-jung, who were victorious. Well, the man in the chair just having quite a bit of difficulty here in this match, trying to speed things up. Both teams slowing things down to their advantage. The Danes want to play a fast pace. The Brits just slowing things down. Great little touch at the net. Caught flat-footed was Pedersen. Nathan Robertson, two-time winner here in the past. 2005, 2006, he went back-to-back, but on that occasion teaming up with Gal Williams. At that stage, those two, the best in the business, really. Looking for title number 3 here in Switzerland. Well, the last Danes to win the mixed doubles was Jens Eriksen and Mette Schrodager back in 2003. So it's been quite a big break over the last few years for the Danes. A lot of tension out there on the centre court. Quite a rivalry, these two pairings. That's too long, far too long. Good leave indeed from Pedersen, and they build an early 2-point lead, just like the Brits were able to do in that opening game. This time finding the line though, better stuff from Robertson. Poor lead from Fischer Nielsen. That one falling well inside the line in the end. Just never in control that time. Wallwork again playing it off balance. Just unable to build on their serves at the moment. Oh, coming forward. Big lunge forward from Wallwork. Very hard and flat and far too long. Barely staying on the green surface. Crowd getting behind the English pairing. They want a tight battle here in this mixed doubles. Deeper serve. What a return. Big swing and a miss from Wallwork. Things just aren't going away at the moment. It was danger from Fischer Nielsen. He came across and rather lucky in the end. It was a miracle of a shot. Just letting that one sail past. Can't continue to fall behind here. Burn the serve. Now they need to build on it. They've been unable to do it. Been unable to string together 2 points here in the second game thus far. That's wide. He knew it as soon as he hit it. Once again, unable to string together points, and it's going to be their downfall here. Trailing by 4. "30 minutes this mixed doubles final has been going now. Opening game, a fantastic game, 23-21, going the distance. Under fire. Finally, they're able to finish it off. Wallwork was able to sustain the pressure. They changed the angle. Robertson unable to do the same, though. I think Robertson just caught off guard on that occasion. He thought they would have continued to pepper his partner. Covering a lot of ground here, Robertson. That's wide. Well, he was in position. He saw a little bit of space down the tram tracks, just couldn't find the line, though. Points to 9, trailing by 4. Great defensive work from Pedersen. Well, he jumped in at the last second. The double fist pump. A big point from Fischer Nielsen. He really does get excited. He was running around the venue yesterday after their victory in their semi-final. Top off. I'm sure the local ladies enjoyed it. Back to a 5-point lead here. Again, slowing things down, waiting till things are right. Fischer Nielsen to Robertson, coming forward on the attack, and easy as you like. Robertson left that for his partner, I should say. Wallwork just wasn't ready. So, halfway mark in game number 2, looking very comfortable for the Danes. 11 points to 5, and they really do need to try and turn this around somehow. Robertson and Wallwork just not working well together as a combination at the moment. Well, on the other side of the net, Pedersen and Fischer Nielsen can do no wrong here in game number 2. So can they turn this around? Things not looking good at the halfway mark of game number 2. Robertson and Wallwork, well, they need to just forget about this slow start. They came back very strong in that opening game. They need a repeat here. to get away with that. It should have been killed off earlier. A return from Wallwork sat above the net. Pedersen just couldn't get in there quick enough. But to their credit, they stood tall, they stayed in it. And the winner down the line from Wallwork stays in touch, now within 5. Wow, straight at the body. Oh, Fischer Nielsen didn't read that at all. Difficult to play around throat height and trying to get the racket up. A lot of pace on that one from Robertson. One of the best in the business and with regards to the smash. And he returns the favour. Does Fischer Nielsen. Anything you can do, I can do better, he says. And that inability to string together points again, just going against the English duo at the moment. That's wide, just going wide. Robertson doing a lot of work at the moment on his end. 13 points to 7. A commanding 6-point lead now for the Danes. Pedersen with the serve. It's been a long week for her. Still though, looking full of energy. Of course, adrenaline kicks in finals day. Really doesn't matter that you went some 72 minutes yesterday in their semi-final match against Lee Yong-dae and Ha Jung-yun. So Wallwork now with the serve. They've earned the serve. That sits up nicely for Fischer Nielsen. Nearly falling inside the line. There's loads of space over there. Robertson continuing to encourage his much more younger partner here. Some 9 years difference between the British couple. Oh, that's wide. Looking to find the line straight down the centre. Good call coming from Fischer Nielsen. Deeper serve this time. Robertson read it well. Was able to get on the attack. Oh, Pedersen knows she made the wrong option there. Completely mistimed that clear. Set up nicely. Robertson showing the power once again down the centre as they take a short wee break. It'll be Robertson with the serve, trailing by 4 points, 10 points to 14. We've seen 4 smash winners apiece here in the second game. 3 net winners from the Danes, just 1 from the Brits. And Wallwork, you've got to say, has been very quiet in the second game. Robertson doing a lot of work. A little bit of luck. Nothing you can do about that. Just taking the top of the net, dropping on the English duo side. Point for point here. And the trend continues. Back to a 4-point deficit. Great pace to get back to that one, Fischer Nielsen. Keeps them alive. Still, though, they're under the hammer. Wallwork doing the work from the back. Makes her way to the front. Now it's Pedersen's turn. And that's gone wide from Robertson. He can't believe it. He cannot believe it. He knows that was a poor miss. An important point goes begging. Back out to a 5-point lead. The locals trying to get in behind the Brits. Robertson and Wallwork, the number 2 seeds here this week. Trying to use the angle, just couldn't get enough lift on it though. Continuing to go point for point, tit for tat. Neither duo unable to get any sort of momentum up here. After that initial flourish at the beginning from the Danes. Been unable to capitalise on their serve, as has been the case. And there you see again, that's, well, you've got to say unacceptable at this point, really. And a player of Robertson's experience, he knows that was an important serve. Just going wide, not much in that one at all, millimetres in fact. Outstretched arms from the lineswoman. Not a good sight indeed for the British duo. 18 points to 12, slowly but surely creeping towards that 21 points. Was off guard there, somehow was able to return it, and well, swing and a miss from Pedersen. Didn't read that at all. Exciting stuff here in the mixed doubles final. The final action of the 2011 Swiss Open. These guys competing for this check of just under 30,000 American dollars, and the big triple smash combo, you could say, coming from Fischer Nielsen. Right down the center. 19 points to 13. Things looking very dull for Team Britain. Robertson and Wallwork. The head dropping on Wallwork. Can they turn this around? They were in a, well, a similar situation, but it was only 4 points in that opening game. Now it's 6 points, a tough ask. Oh, sat on the net for a long time. Fischer Nielsen, he knew how close it was. That's long, and that brings up match point now. They have 6 match points up their sleeves. Very dull look on the faces of Robertson and Wallwork. Pedersen with the serve. Robertson receiving. Could this be the final point? Deep serve. Both players caught on that side, into the net, and there it is. The victory goes in favour of the Danes. straight games, 23-21, 21-14. Very, very tight in that opening game. But you got to say it was all the Danes. Fischer Nielsen and Pedersen